Good morning, mathematicians. I just wanted to start off our very first e-learning math lesson together with thinking about ways that we use math around our house because we have a lot of math going on every day, and I want to make sure that know you recognize that. Um, so you guys know that we have Walter, our new little puppy. So one thing that we have had to try to figure out with Walter is his food. So we've got new food for Walter, puppy food, and on the side of his bag, there's a chart that has, and it's really kind of hard to see there because of the lighting, but it's a chart that tells you have to know how much your dog weighs, and then it tells you how much food he should have. So we had to use this chart to help us make meaning of how much food we should give Walter. Because if you overfeed a puppy, that's not good, and if you underfeed a puppy, that's not good either. So we had to use that chart to make sense of how much we should feed Walter. So the first 2 days we had Walter, we were feeding him. Let's see, the chart said that we should be feeding him 1 3/4 cup of food a day. So we had split that in half. Okay, fractions. Then that wasn't working. Like, it was hurting his stomach. So Mr. Chambers said we need to be feeding him 3 times a day. So we need to feed him in the morning, and we need to feed him in the afternoon, and at dinner. So just like us, Walter's going to eat 3 times a day. And then Mr. Chambers said, all right, so we have 1 1/2 or 1 3/4. How are we going to divide that by 3? And me and Kaylee and I looked at each other and we said, we're still on spring break. But guess what? We're not on spring break anymore. Now we are doing learning together. So I want to show you how Ellie and Kaylee and I kind of worked through this problem. And then, let's see, can you see that? So Mr. Chambers was like, okay, let's convert it to a decimal. Yikes. But we did. So Kaylee did. She was like, well, 1 3/4 is just 1, and it's really hard to do this video, guys. 1 75/100. And then we had to do all of this math. This is mine and Ellie's. You guys know that this is mine right down here, isn't it? This bar model. I love bar models. I love that visual math. Right? And then Kaylee was trying to do something with this, and she was like, well, that's not working. We were making equivalent fractions over here. Okay? And then we figured out that Walter needs, so then we figured out that Walter needs 7/12 cup of food a day. And I was like, I do not have a 7/12 measuring cup. Anyway, we worked it out. And Walter is now eating his puppy food like a champ and doing so great. Okay, so today your math assignment is I want you to think about how you use math in your house. It doesn't look like Mrs. Chambers giving you a task necessarily to do and you doing something. You have math all around you. I bet your parents are using math for work. I bet you see charts and tables in places. So I want you to kind of go on a little hunt around your house, and I want you to think about, where do you use math? I use it a lot in the kitchen too when I'm cooking. So try to find some of those things, and then I want you to go to Seesaw and post either a video like I did, or just type it up about how you use math in your house. Okay, I can't wait to read and see what you guys are doing and see that we're all mathematicians every day, and that we use math a lot. Okay, I love you guys. Off you go.